Morning guys, it is almost 7:30 and I thought I might as well start the vlog now. I've been up since about 6, feeling a bit better today, hopefully that sticks. But yeah, yesterday I was so unwell. I didn't even mention this in the vlog yesterday, but I couldn't get up in the morning. I was in bed till like 9:15 maybe. I just couldn't open my eyes. I tried getting up 2 or 3 times actually between 6 and when I actually finally got up, but I just couldn't keep my eyes open. I was just so tired and I was absolutely exhausted. But anyway, feeling better now. I was able to get up this morning, so that was a bonus. And yeah, I just wanted to show you something that I finished last night. So this is now done and I'm pretty chuffed with it. This is the Rambouillet fibre in the Ribena colourway, and it does look like Ribena. It's a 2-ply, and so I just split the fibre in half and then just stripped down the roving and spun it. I spun it using a worsted drafting method, but because it's a woolen prep, because it was roving, I guess this is classed as a semi-worsted yarn. I really like how it came out. It's still a little bit, some parts are thinner than others, but overall I'd say this is probably a fingering to sport weight. At the moment, pre-washing, I still need to wash it. This took a lot longer than I intended to apply last night because I got into a bit of a tangle towards the end. Unfortunately, I think I am going to have to invest in, it's not unfortunately, but I am going to have to get a jumbo bobbin and flyer for this wheel because the standard bobbin and flyer really struggles to apply 100 grams of yarn. It's always when I get to that last 5 to 10 grams that it really starts. It's not even 10 grams, it's really the last 5 grams. It starts to struggle, and then that's when I get to a bit of a mess because the yarn goes over the edge of the bobbin and gets tangled, and then that's kind of what happened last night. So I had to undo everything and take everything off the wheel and untangle the mess and get it back on the wheel and finish applying it. I did actually have to cut the yarn at one point because it just got into too much of a mess and I couldn't fix it on the wheel. So so yeah, I think that's going to be the next thing I get for this wheel is a better, a bigger flyer and bobbin for plying specifically. Yeah, so there's that. Not a big deal, and something I knew I was going to have to get at some point, but I was hoping I'd be able to make do with what it is. But unless I want to start splitting my skeins, which I'd really rather not have to do, I do need to get a bigger bobbin, which is fine actually, because then means I can do bigger skeins. So there's that too, that's a good bonus. So yeah, this is what the yarn looks like. I'll show it to you open. I got it off the wheel last night and it basically is the same still. It's just hung perfectly straight, which is really nice. It's nice to know that it's pretty well balanced straight off the wheel. It's so spongy though. This yarn is so spongy. I can't wait to see what it looks like after it's been washed. But as is typical with Layla, she does not sleep in any day other than the days she is going to nursery. So it is now almost 7:30. Although no, in fairness, she is awake, but she's just sort of laying in bed quite happy to be there. So I've got to go get her up because she's going to be late otherwise. And that means I'm done. So the first pattern for the mini club is now finished. I need to go give it a soak. I've got my plied yarn soaking, so I've got to go get that out and put this into soak. Alright, well, group went well this week. I've just left now, I'm heading into town. So yeah, I'm heading into town on my way home. I'm going to sort out this situation because I've just about had enough of looking like I've got 2 caterpillars growing on my face. So I'm going to go deal with that. And then yeah, I'm going to head home after that for some lunch. That's much better now. Hey guys, so I've been home a little while now, and I've just been doing a bit of knitting on a new pattern, and now I'm just going to spin up a little bit of this fibre. I spun a little bit of it earlier this morning before I left, and you'll have seen that. progress, and it's spinning up really fun, really thick and thin, lumpy bumpy bits, and I'm loving it. It's just great to be able to spin something without worrying, or without, not so much worrying, without trying to achieve a certain like thickness or achieve a consistency or anything like that, and just letting it be what it wants to be. Overall, the base fibers in it are spinning quite nicely and quite finely, and then it's just all the add-ins that are creating little lumps and bumps and stuff, and I think it's quite going to be a really fun textured yarn when it's finished, and I can't wait to see it done. And it's spinning up pretty quickly because I'm not worrying about it at all, and yeah, I'm just enjoying it. So hopefully this will be a pretty quick spin, and then after I've done a bit of that, I'm gonna go and make myself some lunch. I'm not overly hungry right now because I had another coffee when I first got home, and yeah, then I'm gonna go make myself some lunch and then crack on and do a little bit of work this afternoon. It's not a work heavy day today. I'm gonna be doing much more work tomorrow and the day after, but I'm gonna take today a little bit slower. Right, so back again. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. So I realised I never actually showed you. This is what this yarn looks like, all finished up. Let me see. There we go. So that's what it looks like, all finished and spun up. It's still a little bit damp, so I will do final measurements and stuff once it's completely dry, but I absolutely love how this has turned out. Ooh. Losing a few strands there. There we go. I love how this has turned out. It looks really fun and really quite even overall, all things considered. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Like I said before, I think it's somewhere between a fingering the sport, and there's a couple of thicker bits that are probably a bit more of a DK, but overall very happy. Nice spongy sort of texture to it. Yeah, I really enjoyed spinning that rambouillet, to be honest. It was a very easy, smooth spin. It didn't fight me at all. And yeah, it was just really enjoyable overall. The other thing I wanted to mention was I started spinning the Crazy Art Bat. So I've actually finished spinning the first 50 grams. There we go, and you can kind of see how crazy and lumpy bumpy that is. But it's okay because it's meant to be crazy. And I have the other 50 grams all bagged up, ready to go. You'll have seen in yesterday's vlog, but what I do basically is I just lay out the bat, strip it down into strips, and then I'll weigh each strip, and then I divide it that way by weight into two 50-gram lumps, or split it evenly however much the whole thing weighs. I just find it's easier to do it like that than to try and split it in half and then weigh each half, or weigh the whole thing and then figure out. It's just easier for me to just go ahead and split it up how it's going to be split up, and then to weigh each of the smaller parts and figure it out that way. So that's the first 50 grams all spun up. I started it this morning and here we are. So yeah, I probably won't start on the rest until either later tonight or tomorrow. I have a few other things I need to get done today before I have to go pick up Layla. Another thing I wanted to mention really quickly is that I'm going to be filming one final podcast episode before the end of the year. I realised the last podcast I did was episode 129, so I thought it'd be nice to end the year on episode 130. I hadn't originally planned on doing a podcast before the end of the year because I'm doing Vlogmas this month, but it's not going to be a typical podcast, it's going to be a special podcast. I'm going to do a year-end review sort of podcast where I go over sort of like my knitting stats for the year, what I've knit, how much yarn I've used, what projects I've knit, how many designs I've worked on, all that sort of stuff. I just go into the details of the data a little bit because I know some of you guys are interested in that. but I thought it would also be fun to combine that with a bit of a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions for me, be it knitting, spinning, family, whatever related, feel free to let me know below this video on YouTube, and I will also do a post about it on Instagram as well. So I'm planning on recording this video on Thursday, so you guys have about 48 hours from when this video goes up to leave your questions down below, and try and leave them below this video or on the post that I put onto my Instagram about it, so I can figure out where the questions are. Those are the two places I'm going to look for questions to answer on Thursday. So yeah, please let me know if you have any questions. I do try and answer questions as and when they come up in the comments and stuff, but if there's anything in particular you want to ask or that I've forgotten to answer or anything like that, feel free to let me know, and I'm more than happy to try and answer them for you. As per usual, I underestimated how much time I had left. I was like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, I still have plenty of time before I have to leave, and then suddenly, oh no, I am going to be late if I don't go soon. But it's fine actually, I'm not late at all, I'm still going to be plenty on time, so just waiting for the car to warm up just a tiny bit before I get going. It is raining and it's miserable outside.
Yeah.
Oh, did your shoes go up there? Are you... Good job.
Yeah. You know, lay down and watch CTVs.
Right, so while Layla has her milk in the living room with Perry, I am going to tackle this situation here, because as of yesterday we don't have a working dishwasher right now, which is really annoying. We're trying to get it, it's a bit of a long story, we're trying to get it fixed, but at the moment it looks highly unlikely that we're going to get it fixed before Christmas. So yay, we're hosting Christmas and we don't have a working dishwasher, so that's gonna be fun. It'll be fine, I know it will be fine. It's just extra things to do that I wasn't planning on having to do. So anyway, gotta clean the sink. Layla's little card she made at nursery. An adorable little photo. The photo was from last week, but so cute. Living her best life, lounging on Daddy and eating her chocolate advent calendar. Not willing to share.
It's in the night garden.
Can you share with Daddy?
Thank you.
Good girl.
You're very good. Thank you very much.
Layla? What are you doing? Catch? No, don't throw that. Layla, I went down the back of the bed. Now we've got to send one of the cats down there to get it. Do you think they're going to help us? Yeah, uh-oh. Yeah? Are you going to go down there and get it? We're going to send you crawling under the bed to go dig it out. Yeah, it fell down, but don't drop another one, honey. Yeah, it fell down there, didn't it? Don't lose any more down there, honey.
Mommy.
Oh, yes?
Mommy.
Yeah, I can't reach that right now, honey. It's all the way down behind the bed.
Thank you.
Daddy.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Right, well, while Perry gets Layla ready for bed and gets her all settled, I'm gonna crack on with our dinner. Keeping it very simple tonight. We have a bunch of veg that needs to be eaten. We've got fresh delivery coming tomorrow for food, so we need to eat up some of this veg. Some Brussels sprouts, carrots, butternut squash, and some sweet corn over there for dinner. And then Perry's just gonna have some frozen chicken breast thingies, and I've got some smoked haddock fillets that need to be eaten up as well. So that's gonna be our dinner. Right, that is it from me this evening. I'm off to enjoy my dinner and then I'll be editing this vlog, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to leave me your questions down below and I will see you in the morning. Alright, take care. Bye.